So every leader faces that time when they need to correct someone who works for them, to redirect, as Ken Blanchard calls it, redirect that person who's doing something differently than you would like them to do it. They've made a mistake, and you need to point that out in a way that they can learn from it. Every leader has to do that. It's just part of leadership and coaching is you've got to correct mistakes. So how do you do that in a way that builds trust and ends positively and doesn't erode trust and end negatively? And the answer is in that coach or teacher in your past, that one that pushed you more than you wanted at the time, the one that made you uncomfortable, maybe even frustrated you. And yet, as much as you disliked what they were saying or doing, you knew that they had your best interest in mind, that you weren't mad at them. Well, maybe you were for a minute, but you couldn't stay mad at them because you knew they had your back. You knew it wasn't about them, that you knew that they were pushing you and correcting you and challenging you to get your best, that they were giving you their best so that you could get your best out. And they were pouring into you and pushing on you in order to move you forward. And that's the key. That teacher or that coach that you remember had your best interest in mind. It wasn't about them, it was about you. And so as a leader now, when you're charged with correcting, redirecting, improving people you're responsible for, you've got to have that same mindset. You've got to get that mindset that says, this isn't about me, this is about them. And I'm trying to help them. I'm here to improve them, to get them where they want to go, not where I want them to go. Now, hopefully those things align, right? Hopefully they're there for the same reason you're there, and that's to move the organization forward. And ultimately, they want to be successful, and you want them to be successful, that you can be successful and all that, right? But in the moment, it's really got to feel like, and it's really got to be, not just feel like, it's got to be that you want them to win, that you're there and helping and instructing and teaching and speaking to help them. And if that's what's in your head, you kind of can't go wrong. We have a really good radar as people for when someone's sincerely trying to benefit me and when someone's trying to benefit themselves. And regardless of the words, you can have the exact same words, but we just seem to know when it's about them or whether it's about us, when someone's talking to us. And so you've got to believe that you're there to help them. And then it won't really matter what you say. They're going to hear it as about them. They're going to perceive it positively. It's going to build trust. And vice versa. If it's in your head that it's really about you and I just need to get them to do this thing for me, well, you could use the exact same words and it's going to come out that it's all about you, and you're going to erode trust, and it's going to come out negatively, and they're going to resent you. And that can be hard to do if you don't step back and think first. You really, before you go talk to someone, challenge them, push them, redirect them, however you want to think about it, you really got to step back and say, okay, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to help them get better. I'm here for them. This isn't about me. This is about them. And if you can take that moment and do that before you have the conversation, it's going to go much better. And even if they don't like what you're saying, right, people are going to be embarrassed. They're going to be resentful. They're going to be unhappy that you're pushing on them, calling them out, telling them they were wrong, redirecting them, whatever the situation is. They may not be like, oh, I'm so thankful that you sat down with me. I feel so good about my mistake now. Probably not going to say that. But they're going to feel it. They're going to feel that, yeah, they're upset with me, but it's because they care about me. They're unhappy with me, but because they know that I can do better. So you got to have that in your head, and then it's going to come out your mouth, and it's going to go so much better. So as a leader, you're going to have these situations. Don't think like, well, my people always do everything I need them to do, and they're always really good, so I never have to redirect or correct. Well, if that's been the case so far, it's going to change, but I actually just doubt if that's ever even been the case. So you know you're going to have these situations. So here's a way to help those situations go better and get better results and truly help the other person. And when you start building that trust with them, you're going to be able to be more direct and more blunt each time and kind of get there faster. Initially, it may take a little more conversation and it might be a little more gentle, but as long as they know that you're there for them, it'll work out. So make sure you're stepping back, really getting your head right that this is about them, not you, and then go into that conversation looking to improve them. And that's going to make you the kind of leader that you want to be.